Nicole Justine Reed, and today I want to talk a bit about spiritual awakenings. So if you're watching this video, chances are you've had a spiritual awakening of some sort. And now you're wondering, what do I do next? And for some of you, it may be really exciting. You may be like, oh my gosh, this whole world is opening up for me, right? And it's like, yes, I want to know more. And for some of you, it might be totally scary. And you might just be like, oh my God, my whole reality has shifted. Like, what is going on? Panic central, what do I do? So first I want to talk a little bit about what a spiritual awakening is, and then we'll go into 4 things you can do to really help yourself through this process that I've learned had really helped me when I went through this myself. Okay, so the first thing, what is a spiritual awakening? Well, there might be many definitions of this, but in my opinion and experience, spiritual awakening is when you discover that life is a lot more than what it seems. That you are more than your physical body, that there's a whole unseen world supporting us. There's just all this energy, and maybe you're getting visions, maybe some psychic gifts are opening up, healing gifts, any of these things that actually we're all really innately born with, but we forget when we come to Earth, and then sometimes they just sort of happen. And some people will have this in childhood. Sometimes it'll come in the teen years, sometimes in the 20s, 30s. 30s is a big spiritual awakening time for some reason. I'm not sure what that's about, so more on that another time because I'm researching that. And it can happen even later in life, right? It's just whenever we are ready. Like whenever your spirit is ready to awaken, and it's on your timeline, it's on your journey, this is your experience of life. So there's no right or wrong here by any means. But I know that when I went through my spiritual awakening, first of all, it happened in steps, right? So it's not always this grand thing. Sometimes it happens gradually, sometimes it happens in spurts, right? So mine was somewhere between spurts and grand. But there was a period in my life where a lot was going on externally, and so a lot was being pushed around internally, and it's kind of like the veil broke open and got all these awarenesses all at once, and it was really scary and exhilarating at the same time, which is why I suggest that potentially it could be either or both for you as well. And whatever you're experiencing is fine. But I wanted to offer some support to those of you who are going through some kind of a spiritual awakening, so you just know that you're not alone. And, and that there are things you can do, and that this is all natural part of your path. So what are some of the things that will help you? Okay, so the spiritual awakening has happened in some form or another, or the beginnings of one for you. And you're either freaking out or you're excited. And one of the first things to do, I think, is to really start finding people who have already gone through this before and can support you in this process. So this may be your soul tribe. This may be a family of other healers, or just people who have awakened themselves and they're confident in their path, and they can guide you along yours so that kind of, maybe what they've gone through, and maybe you're going to resonate with the right person, right? So like attracts like. And so you'll find the people that will help you with your journey. And you can look online for different kinds of groups. Maybe there are some meetup groups, or there are some churches that are kind of maybe more metaphysical in nature, or whatever your denomination might be, where you'll find maybe some workshops or some healing circles or some kind of groups like that. You can also go into the bookstores, of course. And look for different authors, that you really resonate with, and see if they're offering any kinds of classes or workshops or any kind of support groups. Google online as well, anything kind of near you. You'll actually start finding that you'll be led to the right places. And support will come out of the woodworks if you choose to allow it. So the first thing is find support of some sort, so that you're not alone in this, and so you have a tribe of people who understand, that you can start conversing with in this new language. Because what often happens with spiritual awakenings is that your reality as you know it has busted open. All of a sudden you're seeing everything in like a whole new way. Stuff is starting to make sense. Like you're starting to remember stuff. New gifts are coming out. Like just reality has shifted. And so your current relationships will shift as well. And this is just something to be aware of. And some people may support you in your awakening, and you can still remain in contact with them. Maybe they're going through theirs as well. And some people are not ready. And they're not going to understand, and you may get kind of some pushback from them. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't follow your own path. So you can still remain in relationship with them to the extent that you want to or need to, and still find some other people who can support you in this new way of being so that you can better understand yourself. Because really this is what this is about. The spiritual awakening is to help you understand yourself on a deeper level, and you really want support in that. Okay, so the first thing is finding support. The second thing is to really love yourself through this. I'm going to keep coming back to self-love probably over and over again in a lot of what I say, because I find this to be so important. When you love yourself, you're providing that unconditional acceptance that your journey and who you are and what you're discovering and what you're experiencing is all fine. You know, when you take the judgment off of stuff, you allow it to breathe. And you allow yourself to really see what's under there and what's there for you to learn and experience, and life becomes a lot richer. And so in this process of awakening, I really encourage you to just really be gentle with yourself, to love yourself. This is not about how, like in the past, these were bad and now life is good. It's not that, right? It's just, okay, life is not what I thought it was. It's a little different now. Cool. What's there to learn? Which is really the third thing I want to talk about. Get curious. Get curious. Like, this is exciting stuff. Stuff is like opening up. There's a whole world out there for you to learn. And if you remain in this place of curiosity and excitement, you're going to draw all the right support to you, which she'll just do naturally, probably without even trying. And so as you're loving yourself, right, so you're finding support, you're loving yourself, and now you're getting curious and you're wanting to learn. And so part of this all kind of wraps together, really, because as you start meeting people, they'll point you to the right resources, etc., right? But also just, I remember one of the times when I had a huge spiritual download, I was like, what is this, right? And so I just got on my phone and just started searching online, and I just started already finding blogs and different things people had written or what they had experienced, and it already made me feel better. I already got to have some information in that moment that made me realize, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, this happens for other people too, right? And you're not crazy, right? But when things are different, or when we're faced with change or uncertainty, it can be very disorienting. And so for those of you who enjoy learning as a way of stabilizing, I definitely encourage that. I mean, I really think we're all here to learn in lots of ways. But finding information through books, audiobooks, classes, workshops, just online Google searches, or whatever search engine you use at Google, it's really helpful to start hearing other people's perspective on their experiences or what might be going on, and then you can filter through it. So as with anything, take it with a grain of salt, because this is really about you finding your own inner wisdom. And so if you're listening to what other people's experiences or wisdom are, that's amazing, but filter it through your own, right? If you're resonating with it, great. And if you're not, okay, get curious about maybe why you're not, or just let it go. So this leads us to the fourth thing, which is to follow spirit. Follow your own spirit. When you have a spiritual awakening, you are deepening a connection with yourself. You are deepening a level of awareness with who you truly are. And that's what's wanting to really emerge and come forth. So if you have been living your life according to your mind only, logic, brain, practical analysis, right? It's been very one-sided. It's been very too much on this side. And chances are it's not, you weren't only in that realm, but maybe you tip the scales there. And you want to balance it with intuition and spirit. You want spirit to come first, and then have all the logical, rational stuff support that, right? But not lead it, because then you're like overthinking, you're getting into your stories and maybe some false beliefs. But when you come from spirit, when you come from this place within you that's awakening and wanting to express and emerge, you're going to find that you're led exactly where you need to go in a way more effortless manner than you ever imagined. It's like miracles just start popping up all around you. It's really amazing. And it's a really fun ride. And I'm excited for you. Like, this is actually really good stuff. So let's review the 4 things. 1, find your soul tribe. Find some people you resonate with, even if it's 1 person, 2 people, 3, whatever. Just start finding some people who can support you in this process, whether they are professionals, whether they are just, fellow journeyers, whatever it is that resonates for you. There's a lot of support out there. Love yourself. Always love yourself. Be gentle with yourself in this process. Know that this is for you, and it is wonderful, and some good things are happening. And so just stay with that. You don't need to discover everything overnight. This is just, it's like you've opened the door and you're like walking into this new realm. There's just tons to discover in this new realm. So this is not going to be like a sudden thing, right? It's like, oh, new world, cool, let's explore. You get the rest of your life to explore this. So there's no rush. So just enjoy that and relax into it. And it's also just really about staying in that beginner mindset, that sense of being curious, that sense of wonder, that sense of amazement as you're entering into this door. You get to kind of notice how your life was before, how your life is now, and what's it becoming, and where do I feel drawn? Like, what kind of healing gifts might be opening up for you? Go learn about those, right? I mean, in the spiritual world, you think, oh, okay, I'm gonna live a spiritual life now. Oh my gosh, there's like so many things to learn. It's like unbelievable, and we're all gonna have different paths. So like my husband and I, totally into the spiritual stuff for sure, right? But we have very different ways about going about it. We're attracted to different things within this realm. We're on different paths, right? And some of it will merge and some of it will crisscross. But he likes to focus on certain things. I like to focus on different things, and it's all good. It works for us. So no two paths are the same. And so just get curious about what works for you and, what you want to learn, and you will be led there. Which brings us to the fourth thing, as just a reminder again, to follow your spirit, to, just really stay in tune with yourself, because that's the way all the answers will always come for you, will emerge, and it's a great way to live life. So, as you're discovering this, if you want to share about your spiritual awakening, if you want to, share maybe resources that you're finding, if you feel like you want to do that, you can post it in the comments below. And if you find this video to be valuable and you know someone else who might be going through a spiritual awakening and they don't really know what to do and they could use some pointers, please share this video with them. I'm happy to have this help them in any way possible, because as we're all waking up on the planet, we're all a little disoriented and we can all use some support for sure. If you want to hear more from me, please subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a great day.